Johnny the fuck Minerals, who I don't even view as a real human being.
It's guys like Minerals.
Let's have it right.
He's not on my radar. I don't care about him.
You got the Minerals too.
One of them brown envelope mobs.
No Minerals.
Minerals. My big up Johnny. Let's have it right.
Respect, do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
The realness of this guy.
Minerals. Let's have it right.
Minerals FC
Need proper winning Minerals, mate.
Let's have it right.
Respect.
I'm just a brown envelope, or I'm
Absolutely screwed. Let's have it right.
Brown envelopes.
You brown envelopes from the club.
You got the Minerals to fight for his place.
You are in the woods wronging. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you taking the time out to say that. Cheers. This one's for you. Greetings from Centre Parks, by the way. That's the background. I hope you're all well. This is just ridiculous, though, isn't it? The Minerals.
Minerals FC.
Do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
Johnny the fuck Minerals.
The Minerals. In them, we know that they have the Minerals. We've not.
There's Minerals that you need.
It's guys like Minerals and
You got the Minerals too.
Let's have it right.
Minerals.
Johnny Minerals.
like Minerals is one of the very vociferous Chelsea fans.
Minerals FC mudded me. I couldn't give a shit about that guy.
Let's have it right.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking Minerals, mate.
Can everybody just stop getting shot? So have it right, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in. Hope everyone is doing well, winning life. First and foremost, I want you all to smash to piece that like button. If you haven't smashed it, smash it right now. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you do so. We've got the notification bell ding dong. Let's have it right so you know when we go live. And we've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership down below in the description. Salute to all the Minerals FC Ultras. Salute to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they'll never see. And salute to the no surrender mentality. And big up to every single one of you Minerals FC Ultras live and locked in. Make sure you do get in the chat and get these likes up. The likes are poor. Let's have it right. So, did I even do anything yesterday? I didn't do nothing yesterday. See, I've lost track of time. Let's get into it. There's a lot to unpack. Yeah. Obviously, and I knew this. I thought it'd need to simmer a little bit after the deadline day before we started getting all the narratives pushed out by everyone. And we're going to go through all of that. But before we do that, smash that like button, bruv. Yeah. Let's have it right. Come on. And big up to everyone on the redirect share. You landed the Minerals. I see you in the old failed actor Jennings. That was hilarious, bruv. Yeah. Land it, Ultras. So, where do we start? Where do we start, mate? Seriously. And it is draining. It is draining for me. Honestly, this is getting ridiculous, bruv. And the elephant walk circles are relentless, bruv. Absolutely relentless with it. So let me have a swig first. I don't know what to break out first because it's all a load of. All right. So let's go to Nicolas Jackson. I think no. Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's set the tone. Let's set the tone right now. This is by Simon Johnson from the Pathetic, yeah? There is optimism Chelsea are in a better position to challenge for the title for longer and end up closer to the top this season. Chelsea feel their squad is better than the one that finished fourth last season. Now, I hope everybody has bookmarked that, screenshotted it, put it in the Minerals FC archives. We are speaking it right now. That's what they got him to put out. So this season, Bonnie Blueco, let's have it right. Do anything for the pound note. This season, I don't want to hear no scripts from Enzo Maresca saying, well, last year it was a 2-year project to get top 4. And actually we've achieved that last season. And well, this was a target this season. Yeah. I don't want to hear any of you sellouts giving it and backtracking from what we should be doing this season, which is title charge. Yeah. Don't want to hear none of that narrative. I don't want to hear anyone flip that script because they've just broadcasted it today to say that that's what they believe. They believe they've improved the squad. They haven't bought me a world-class goalkeeper, a centre-back. We've got a striker kerfuffle already, and we've only played 3 games this season. You've brought me Garnacho and Kittens on the left. You've brought me 17-year-old Esteval who needs time, regardless of his age, or 18. Yeah? You haven't strengthened the midfield. What have you strengthened it with? Santos, we don't know what he's about. He doesn't even start. Lavia's always injured. Esugo, we know nothing about. So where are the upgrades? We've lost Colwill. So all of a sudden, we're in a better position than last year to go on a title charge. And now, you've brought us, because Delap's injured, 2 strikers of your own. Mark Gee, who's at Sunderland, transferred and brought back. And then we got the here we go from Fabrizio. And we've got, 3 players. Datro Fofana. And we've got Davide Washington, bruv, who no one knows nothing about. And not even Gay. You don't know nothing what to expect from Gay. So there are backups. So we're going to go on a title charge and we're more equipped with that strike force going into this season, yeah? These owners are on serious gear, mate. And the PR's relentless. It's a joke, yeah? Not only that, when we talk about strikers, Bobby Vincent, Fabrizio Romano, they're all coming out. Chelsea wanted to head into the season with 2 out-and-out number 9s, Delap and Jackson, as well as a versatile forward that they now had in João Pedro. However, Jackson informed Chelsea of his desire to explore his options in early August, and while Chelsea were happy to keep Jackson, they did not want to stand in his way. For some reason, I don't believe that bullshit. To me, it's crystal clear that Jackson was always forced out from day dot, and he knew it. And Enzo Maresca's perfect number 9, Nicolas Jackson, was 3rd in the pecking order with Delap and Pedro. And he's been our number 1 striker for 2 seasons. That we were told, trust the process. He's here for the long haul. This is why they signed the death row contracts. And Nicolas Jackson is our baby Drogba, they told us. And now you're flipping the script to make it look like Nicolas Jackson forced his way out when it was clear as day he'd been mistreated like many players in our squad. And they needed that UEFA spot. They needed that money because they valued him at 100 million. So you're telling me Nicolas Jackson forced this ownership to get Fabrizio Romano, Matt Law, Toothpick Jacobs, Nizar Kinsella all summer, all transfer window to say they want 100 million for Nicolas Jackson. Linked him to multiple clubs, Newcastle, Villa, obviously Bayern, all these clubs. Because what? Jackson said, I don't want to be at Chelsea no more. Nah. That don't rub with me. Yeah. It might work for everyone else. Yeah. But no one actually calls it out. They're just going with the normal narratives that these lot put out. There's no way Nicolas Jackson, no way, was not forced out. He was 110% forced out of this football club. And there's another tweet by Fabrizio Romano that I need to get up. If I can get it, hold on. Here it is. No, it's not. Is it? No, it's Bobby Vincent again. He's doing the rounds. He says Chelsea wanted to head into season, yeah? Or have I just read that one? So Jackson informed. That's the narrative, yeah? He's informed. So if that's the case, right, is he not wanting to fight for his place at Chelsea? Or because of Delap and Pedro being so clear of him, which I do agree with Pedro. Delap, we don't know. But with Pedro, so far, he's clear. So what does Nicolas Jackson got this same mentality going to Bayern Munich, where they've got Harry Kane, where he probably knows he's going to be on the bench? And they bought, how much they spend on that Diaz? 80 million? What are we doing here, bruv? Bayern Munich, Bundesliga champions every year. Listen, Nicolas Jackson in the Bundesliga probably suits him to a T, mate. Suits him to a T, yeah? But one thing that people don't speak about is Nicolas Jackson had 6 years or 7 years on his contract, because if you remember, after his first year, they rewarded him after being a failure, and Chelsea being a failure as a whole, finishing whatever we did, 12th or 6th or whatever, yeah? They rewarded him with a contract extension. So what's the point in the contract then? Because they ordered Nicolas Jackson to come back because of the Delap injury. However, it broke out today, and this is very important. This is very important that this is read, yeah? Chelsea's plan A was to sign Harder, you know, that hybrid Gyökeres looking, Haaland looking fella, yeah, from Sporting Lisbon. Plan B was to bring back Mark Gay, and plan C was sticking with Jackson. Harder turned down Chelsea for Leipzig, where he had a bigger squad role on offer by Nizar Kinsella. So you're telling me Harder, who knows anything about him playing in that Portuguese league, yeah? It's like a pensioners league at this rate, with what we're seeing from Gyökeres. Listen, Gyökeres is a top striker. He ain't found his feet, bruv. He's found his Tims. And he's not being used in the right way. But that's another discussion, yeah? Certain players will suit certain teams. But Harder, we know nothing about. And yet he's the plan A. He rejected us because he doesn't trust Chelsea getting minutes and developing in the right way. So he'd rather go to Leipzig. Makes sense of that. That tells you the state of our pitch and what we are offering. All right? And that certain players are starting to see the light, like Willian did when he was having his medical at Spurs. Yeah, but we couldn't do the same trick. We couldn't land the minerals like Don Roman, could we, under this ownership, for Xavi Simons? Your number one target, you lot. Let's have it right. No, you got Garnacho served up for you instead as the marquee signing. But plan B was Mark Gay. So what's the point in recalling Jackson and cancelling his loan? They did that because they signed a here we go for Fabrizio. They gave him the go-ahead to say to everyone, Jackson loan to Bayern with no obligation, when all they wanted was that obligation. The obligation, however, depends on how many games he plays. So Bayern Munich are not stupid. And then there's no obligation. And Jackson might come back. And then he'd get treated like shit again, offered to be sent to Strasbourg or another club. Same old crap every single transfer window. Except this player decided to land the minerals like a Raheem Sterling and go, no, I got the power. I'm going to go. I know you don't want me. I know you're lying in the media. And I want my move to Bayern Munich, which is a great move for him. He's hit jackpot. And the guy's dross. Yeah, we stuck with him for 2 years. It tells you about the project, doesn't it? Our manager tells us he's his perfect number 9. Well, we didn't fight for him. Clearly not. So he was lying. Everyone just lies. Everyone lies. No one tells the truth. So basically, my point is this. There's no point in these contracts, these long contracts, because most of these players are not staying long enough anyway. It's financials. Everything's about profit. Everything's amortized for a reason. And you lot play into it every single transfer window, every single season up to this point. You hype this up, you promote it, you big up these players, and then you go, oh, actually, they're getting sold, or he wants to leave. I'm going to believe that he wants to leave. Really? Or is it they who's told to leave? I question the intelligence of people. I really do. There was no trust approach to Nicolas Jackson. There was no trust approach with Noni Madueke's, Felix, Villegas, all these players. What about Wedding Hall? Wedding Hall's landing minerals for Everton with Grealish. That was Enzo Maresca's guy at Leicester. Didn't get a sniff. They tried to sell him in January. So what process is this, mate? Yeah? This is a great one. I'll give you an example. Kellerman, yeah? Signed from Villa, was it? For 19 million sterling. No one knows nothing about. Hasn't played for us. He's been shipped to Cardiff. Yeah? Denzel Washington has done a world tour of transfers and loans, because he's never going to get into Chelsea. Yet he's our third choice backup striker while Delap's out behind Gui. We got Datro Fofana, who his deal broke down. He couldn't get his deal. All these players they've stockpiled, and they keep doing it, and they're flipping them every window. And all I see on the timeline is Melts promoting how much money we've made from sales of players that are not good enough for Chelsea, that they signed to flip for money. Same players that you overhype. Like this, what's his name? Satpayev, the 15-year-old from Kazakhstan, because the owners want to take that market. They're going, oh, we're watching Satpayev. He's got his first international thing. What a bright young talent. How many times have I heard this? How many fucking times have I heard this same shit served up all the time? It's just relentless, bruv. Is he ever going to play for Chelsea? We got Delap and Pedro. Oh, what? Is it after you've sold Delap and after you sold Pedro that Satpayev then comes into the light? Get out of it, bruv. This is not challenging. This is not upgrading. We're fucking worse off. 100 players he's locked pie. They've got 100 players. They're not close to 100 points like they told us in our second season. We're a 100-point team. So, Nicolas Jackson is an example that these contracts mean nothing, and they can just be broken like that. It don't matter. Doesn't matter how long his contract is. It's got no relevance. Doesn't mean anything because they're not generally here for the long haul. There is no stability. There's no consistency. There's no chemistry being built for the long haul because everyone gets positions and players that keep changing every transfer window, every season. And this yes man manager, that this narrative I am seeing on the timeline and on YouTube, yeah, is I can't blame Enzo Maresca. I can't blame him. Oh, so Enzo Maresca gets a free pass this season. Is that the standards and mentality at this football club now? He just gets a free pass because he didn't get the centre-back he went public and asked for. He didn't get the goalkeeper he went public and asked for when he said Magnan's his perfect goalkeeper. And he doesn't want Sanchez. He doesn't want Jorgensen. Oh, but we don't want to stop the development of Penders and his opportunity to come into the goalkeeper next year to cash in on him. So we won't buy Donnarumma for 26 million. We won't buy Mike Maignan for 18 million. Yeah, fantastic, great, real intent. And you're also, Enzo Maresca come out and said he wants a copy of Nico Jackson. So that means he wants to keep Nico Jackson. No? So what is all this flip-flop merchantry? Why does Enzo Maresca get a free pass? Absolutely not on my book. No way, bruv. Yeah? You don't deliver me a title charge. You don't win me trophies this season of significance and value, i.e. Champions League, Premier League. Then what are we here for? What, just to get top 4 again? And you lot are crying, looking at Liverpool, going, oh, yeah, they've won the title. That's it. That's done. Yeah, because they've gone and been acted serious in the market, brought Isaac and Ekitike, spent almost 200 million. They brought in Wirtz, top talent, Bundesliga champion. Kirkes looks a real serious player. They tried to sign Mark Gay, that fell through, but they'll get him on a free. And then they've replaced, they're in the transition to, that's how you act as a football club with the intent to win, bruv. Yeah? We're not doing that. We are not doing that. And let me give you an example, right? Fofana's deal to Charlton collapsed. We got the other geezer, Disasi rejected 3 Premier League clubs. They couldn't get rid of you called him the Black John Terry, so we couldn't get rid of him. So he's now on what they're calling it now, the bomb squad. So these brown envelopes have made up the term, the bomb squad, for players that are surplus to requirements. Disasi, Sterling. Who else is on the bomb squad? Ultras, help me out. Who else is on the bomb squad? Who else? These are players they bought, mate. Chilwell would have been on it if he wasn't sold to Strasbourg, their club. That's a lovely, lovely way to treat your players that you sign and promise them the world. Yeah, call it the bum squad. Call it the bum squad. Bomb squad. There ain't no bombs. Disasi, Sterling, Fofana, and maybe Tyreek George. Maybe Tyreek George. Tyreek George's move to Fulham collapsed. Just happened to collapse. Like Fofana's deal to Charlton. Do you know what for? Because the paperwork couldn't get signed in time. What a clownery. What absolute clowns. Winstanley, Stewart, the directors, bruv. What absolute clowns. They done what they done with Ziyech at PSG on deadline day. And then they played him and started in the next game. Funny enough, it was against Fulham at home. Yeah? These directors signed a contract extension. I hope you lot are all happy. I hope you're lapping it up. Yeah? So Tyreek George knows he's basically what they wanted the pound note for him. He didn't get the move because of the paperwork, because of the incompetence of this ownership. Yeah? And now Tyreek George, where is he? Where's Tyreek George now? Where is he? And he's apparently very pissed off, very upset, because he wants minutes. He wants to play. He knew throughout the season he was never going to get the minutes. And do you know what the irony is? You know what the irony is? When we played Fulham and Delap went off, who came on? Tyreek George to play number 10. He didn't bring on Kittens and put Esteval in the number 10 and put Net on the right. No, he brought on Tyreek George, the same player that's been broadcasted that they're trying to sell. It's bullshit, bruv. It's absolute bullshit. Yeah? But this one's a classic of more clownery when we talk about paperworks and this and that. Samuel Smith, another Cobham player. Funny, it's all the Cobham players. Signed a deal to go to, he's rejoined Chelsea from Strasbourg. 33 days after signing a permanent deal with Strasbourg. Then the Athletic reported in July that Samuel Smith was to join Strasbourg for an undisclosed fee and was confirmed by the clubs. On September the 1st, transfer deadline day in Europe's top 5 leagues, the Athletic reported that the defender was to sign for Championship side Swansea City on loan, bruv. What is this? Laundering? What is this? This is trafficking players, bruv. This is ridiculous. They're treating players like nothing. Nothing. And all of you rats in the game, you don't call it out. You don't show any emotion towards it. You couldn't give a toss. But you'll hype up their latest Satpaev. You'll accept Guri being backup striker to Pedro. Let's have it right, yeah. All of these wrong-uns, yeah, all came out and said, we will see how serious this ownership are at the end of the transfer window. Did they or did they not? And look at the fucking state of it. Look at the state of us. You wanted goalkeepers, centre-back, strikers, quality wingers, another number 10. What did you get? Gittins. The Brighton player on loan. Garnacho. Delap. Pedro. Who else? Oh, the Sugo that we bought the previous window. Santos back on loan. And Hato. Is that the intent to say they believe we're in a title charge? So they believe that's the intent to go for a title charge. Do you believe that's the intent to go on a title charge? When you're asking for experience, the manager is asking for experience. Does that look like the intent to win Premier League and Champions League? And the only player you can say right now, from what we've had with a small sample size, is João Pedro. Looks the real deal. Everyone else, you ain't got a clue. You ain't got a clue. You don't know what to expect. You ain't got no sample size. You ain't watched the Dutch league. You ain't watched Bundesliga enough. But you've watched Baby Lurch Garnacho plenty, bruv, for how many seasons? And you didn't want him, but you've accepted him. Oh, and Esteval, but that was signed before. I'm talking about this window. Talking about this window. And you know the funny part is that they ignore it. They think they can get away with it. They don't get away with it. I see everything. I hear everything. Nah. Don't hear your bullshit. I've seen some criminal ratings out of 10. But they'll celebrate the making the 300 million of sales of all the dross players that they bought to sell. And we still got a bolstered, ridiculous squad size of how many players? 80 players, 90 players. We still got players out on loan all over the gaff. Samuel Smith did sign a 6-year contract, and then they sold him to Strasbourg, only for him to leave Strasbourg and go and loan to Swansea City, bruv. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Actually makes me sick, bruv. Yeah. Garnacho picks the number 49 because that's when he first burst on the scene with Man United. Great, lovely, fantastic. Everyone's glossing it up. Mate. Tarek George was upset after what happened yesterday because of for for him, it was a chance to go and play. The deal collapsed as documents weren't signed in time. George will move in January if no other opportunities. Fofana to Charlton also collapsed with documents not signed. Pathetic, mate. Yeah. And with all this, so Chelsea made 17.9 million in profit on transfers and improved the squad this window. All right, to what level? I mean, to be doing that and competing for the top four, where it would be traditionally mean operating at a loss in the transfer market, is pretty good going. Credit where it's due, Win Stewart. Yeah? Bullshit. We're promoting, balancing the books after their fuck-ups and countless fuck-ups of buying shit that you lot gloss up like a Lily Phillips glazed donut down the road. Yeah? They created this, all of this bloody mess. And now we've got Melts promoting it like it's unbelievable. Yeah? That's the trophy. That's the trophy for Blueco. What they're doing on a financial level. And all these Melts are going, we must all back him and give him the best chance to succeed, and the potential is there. All this bullshit with Garnacho. I hear this with every player that we sign. And then they're getting flipped out after either 6 months, a year, 2 years. Bollocks. No one's staying long enough for me to be like that or act like that. Yeah? But let's go to the profit made on Chelsea players this window. Big up to Tom, who's actually broken it down. Kepa, 5 million. Humphreys, 12 million. Petrovic, 17.5 million. Madueke, 34 million. Ugochukwu, 11.14 million. Viega, 16.4 million. Chukwemeka, 16 million. Brohard, 20 million. Pure profit. Gilchrist, pure profit, 1.2. Matos, 1.2 million. The rest is on loan with obligations and all this jazz. Great. All those players are absolute shit. Right? And they can't even get rid of Disasi because he's so poor. He's so poor. But don't worry, Fermin Lopez and Chelsea is a link that will remain in the future. They didn't technically need him. Well, no, clearly not. We took Brighton's player on loan to be a backup to Cole Palmer because he's better than Fermin Lopez. Clearly. They didn't technically need him, but saw an opportunity in the summer when they submitted a 40 million euro bid, knowing that Barcelona wouldn't accept anything under 70 or 80 million. So you went in with a bid that you knew was going to be rejected. You knew the player had no interest in coming to Chelsea. He's come out publicly again, stating it's nice to have the rumours, but I was never going to leave. I love Barca. So you're never going to sign him. You ain't going to go in for him again. So this was all a load of bullshit to simmer down the Xavi Simons news. That you fucked up on that because you had no intention of signing Xavi Simons as well. Because you haven't got a pot to piss in to buy these players because you wanted Garnacho. That's the ultimate goal. And all the PR that was built up around Xavi Simons and Fermin Lopez and all these other players was all a smokescreen to allow you to manipulate the fan base into having the mentality and the PSYOP brown envelope mindset of, well, if I get Xavi Simons or I get Fermin Lopez, I don't mind getting Garnacho. So what's the point in signing Gittins for 55 million? You bid more for Gittins than you did Fermin Lopez, and Fermin Lopez is clear of that guy. Yeah? Fermin Lopez is clear of Garnacho. Fermin Lopez is going to be, and if right now I'd have him over Enzo Fernandez all day long. It's just same old bullshit. And this is hilarious to me. So they feel they're adequately stocked up, right? So can someone explain to me why how do you say his name? Buonanotte, yeah, what a mouthful, yeah. He's not in Chelsea's UEFA A or B list for the Champions League. Just a few days ago, he said, it's a great step in my career. I'll get the opportunity to play in the Champions League for the first time, which will be a great challenge. So he's been given false promises, false hope. He's been exiled already. Well, we need him back up in Champions League. No, don't we need a backup number 10 in Champions League? What are we doing here? And do you know what's funny? Look at who's in the squad, in the list of 23 players. Sanchez Jorgensen, Cucurella Tozin, Badashile, who's injured, Colwill, who's injured potentially for the whole season, Hato, Chalobah, James, Gusto, Fofana, Fernandez, Palmer, Gittins, Isugo, Santos, Casado, Neto, Delap, João Pedro, Esteval, and Garnacho. And another player that's not in it is who? Lavia. You haven't even put Lavia in the list, in the squad list. Lavia's like one of the most important key players. Everyone said it and everyone can see it. Maybe they know that he's completely fucked. So he's definitely staying on that injury side. And you've brought Wesley Fofana, who's always injured anyway. But your new signing, the loan player, doesn't get in. And the reason he can't get on the B list is A, he's on loan. So to be on the B list, you've got to be at our club for 2 years at least before you turn 21. And that's why Lavia is eligible. And that's it. But Lavia doesn't get in the squad. He's mad to me, bruv. So now you've got this whole A and B group. Right, let me read that. Does that squad, are you looking at that squad going, we're stronger than last year? Does everyone think we're stronger than last year? I think we are in terms of Pedro. Neto's up in his game. Esteval looks fantastic, but we need to see more of him. He tires out in the games. Garnacho, we don't know. Gittins, we don't know. Isugo, we don't know. These are all, like, apart from Garnacho, we've seen a bit of. The other players, Gittins, unproven. Isugo, unproven. Sanchez is not proven. Yeah? Delap ain't played any Champions League, so he's unproven in that. Hato, how much Champions League? I don't think he's played Champions League. Is he? Tozin ain't. Jorgensen ain't. Sanchez ain't. So we've hardly got any Champions League experience in that team. There ain't no Conference League this year. This is Champions League this year. Yeah? Man, I'm going to cook you all, bruv. And yet everyone's bigging up this Fulham player. Let me read you this. Sorry, not Fulham player. What am I talking about? Brighton player. Let me read you this. This is brilliant. This is right up Blue Coast Street. This is professional gambler broke football. Tony Bloom made millions betting on sports. Then he applied those same tactics to Brighton FC, taking them from bankruptcy to $860 million. His most brilliant insight, a strange approach to everyone ignored. And he writes a thread of everything. And this is the blueprint that this ownership are trying to copy. What do Brighton win? What Champions League football do Brighton play? What trophies have they even won in their entire existence? And somehow our fan base is glorifying making money. Money that's not going in their bank accounts unless you're a platformer or a blue tick or a journalist and you're eating good and you're getting your gigs and your benefits. Unless you're one of them, but you still ain't getting nowhere near the amount of money that these lot are making. And the funny thing is, the money that they're making is like, what, 16 million profit? But they don't care because they're paying the interest off. And they're trying to prove a profitable model to sell it as a business. They want to sell the entire hedge fund of Blueco and the whole model of Blueco and have it up and running. Oh, and the William Hill endorsements, the 10% discount from the Chelsea Megasaw endorsements that they've stripped from season ticket holders now. And they all bullshit and they all lie. And now they want to hide behind the narrative of, you know, yeah, we've upgraded. We're ready. We're going to go on a title charge. Yeah. That's exactly the window we wanted. You all wanted these signings. You were looking at Dilaps. You're looking at Pedro. You're looking at Kittens. You were looking at Garnacho. You wanted Hato. You wanted these signings. You wanted all of these signings, yeah? So you are completely content, happy, and super confident and saying with chest, Chelsea are better, and we're going to go and win the Premier League. We're going to challenge and win the Champions League. That's what they're telling you, essentially, every day on their channels. It's like they haven't watched Chelsea before. They haven't watched winning teams before. They don't know what a team looks like to win the Premier League and Champions League. It's like our Champions League team was dross compared to this that they've assembled. I'm talking about the team that won it the second time. That was a dross team, yeah, compared to the team we got now. It's ridiculous, mate. Yeah. They're elite at lying. They're elite at lying. So now I want to go to a prime example now of how Blueco own all of the journalists. And it's one that was gifted to me today. It was gifted today. So I'm going to read it out. If I can get it. Someone sent it to me. Oh, this is it. Look at this. Before I get onto it, look at this. It's already started. Someone sent this screenshot to my DMs earlier. No disrespect or hate, all just please only speak when we are winning and we will have no problem with you. And Garnacho's brother replies and says, I'll do no shit, don't worry. I do fucking worry because your track record is disgraceful. And you leak team sheets and news. We're going to have it all, bruv. I'm telling you now. Yeah, I'm telling you now. Look at this, a prime example of how Chelsea used to act. When we were at the Euros, at Euro 2004, Everton had agreed a deal with Chelsea for me to sign for Chelsea, and I had no knowledge of that whatsoever. My agent then went and spoke to Abramovich and their team, and they said, yeah, they wanted to sign me, then send me out on loan to Middlesbrough. I was like, no chance. Me going to London at that time, it just didn't make sense at all. So that was when Rooney was what, 16 years old? Yeah, he was proper young. But then we tried to sign Wayne Rooney when he was at Man United, when we had Jose Mourinho. And we couldn't get him. And we would have got his prime years because he wasn't having a good stint at United at that time. But he said, no, I want to stay. I want to be a legend. We still went in for him, bruv, relentlessly. Roman, when he first took over the club, he tried to sign Sir Alex Ferguson, Thierry Henry, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Zidane. He didn't give a shit. He tried everyone. But I want to read you this. Where the fuck is it, mate? Where is it? It was about Meatloaf Tout Bowley. Where is it? Have they deleted it? All right. So in a nutshell, what I read today, and it's been deleted, was about Sancho and Tout Bowley. Basically said he turned up late at training, didn't turn up. This is why we refused to buy him in the end. We had an agreement to pay 20 million euros to sign him. This is why. And everyone was like, what? He come out and said that. Now, that wouldn't surprise me. But what I do know for a fact with the Jadon Sancho deal is they wanted him to sign 150 grand a week when he's on like 300 grand a week. And he wouldn't do that. He was happy to take, I think, 200 or 210. And they refused it. And that's why we got rid of him. And they paid a penalty for that. But then Fabrizio Romano comes out, of course, to squash it. Quotes reported by Italian press from Todd Bowley about Jadon Sancho are completely fake. Bowley didn't release any interview to Italian newspapers about Jadon Sancho and never commented about the English winger situation. Now, that's hilarious to me that he's had to get Fabrizio Romano to squash it. Said he didn't even turn up for a game. Oh, mate, honestly. I haven't seen Deco's reaction to Chelsea's bid on Firmin. What was the reaction? Disgust? Was it? We tried to side Gerrard. Yeah, you're right. Steven Gerrard. Then he got death threats from the Scouts. Said they were going to break his legs. So he stayed. We tried to get Modric. He went on Roman's yacht. Modric was desperate to come. But Levy would not sell him to us. And ever since then, Roman never done business, mate. Deco didn't reply to the bid because he deemed it a ridiculous offer. Exactly, because that bid for Fermin Lopez was just for the sake of PRing it out, like to show the intent, like, yeah, we're trying to sign Fermin Lopez, who is a super youth talent, all right, if you're talking about buying youth talent. But they don't know any different Win Stanley, Stewart and Joe Shields. They got their AI scouting and they got their contacts at Seagull Merchants, Brighton, and Man City, and that's it. That's where it stops. Insulting, bruv. Big up to Brian. Says shameless YouTube matrix wrong'uns. Up the Chelsea, up the Minnals. Long live Chelsea old boys. Big up to you, Brian, bruv. Money from player sales. Newcastle 175 million. Liverpool 220 million. Leverkusen 230 million. Bournemouth 238 million. Chelsea 332 million. And do you know what the funny thing about this is? Liverpool are in there making 220 million. Yet they've gone and spent 200 million on Ekitike and Isaac. They've gone and bought Wirtz for 130 million. They've gone and bought Kirkis and Frimpong. They tried to still get Mark Gay 35 million. The other clubs in there, Newcastle, don't do anything, don't challenge. They're the richest club, but they can't spend it. And Bournemouth, what do they do every year? Mid-table. Leverkusen, since they've sold half their team and lost Xavi Alonso, they ain't going to win a Bundesliga anytime soon. So they've made money just from that and selling all their players, basically. And what have we done? What have we done? Are we anywhere near Liverpool's level? But don't worry, promote making money. Yeah. You pound note melts. Yeah, Leverkusen are done. They're finished. They ain't going to challenge for nothing. Nothing whatsoever. So that's where we are. It's embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing. And people are sponsoring this stuff, mate. Oh, I forgot to read you this. The extent of the bomb squad isolations include having to use a separate toilet, a different changing room, and not being allowed to eat with any first teamers. The remaining Bond squad members are Sterling, Disasi, Datro Fofana. Right? Disgusting. And you lot are happy with the way they're getting treated, yeah? These are their fucking signings. They bought these players. Look how they're treating them. I can think of a certain player that comes to mind called Trev Chalobah that got treated like that. And he'll go one step further. He was banished from pre-season. And then Zameska told us, and everyone PR'd us, that he doesn't suit the style of Enzo Maresca. Yet Trev, my general, he says, I'm just stamping my authority and showing a bit more personality and captaincy. It's not just about me wearing the armband to go out there and lead the boys. General Trev Baresi Chalobah. Best defender we got. Cost them not a penny. Do you know what wages Trev's on? 50 grand a week. He's on 50 grand a week. CFC LDN now has a Pelican Bay, bruv. The bomb squad is the bum squad. Let's have it right. Yeah, we were all PR'd that Trev is only a squad player, yet he's our best defender and he's a leader. Now they all look like idiots. The directors and the owners look like idiots. And they're a disgrace. But they don't hide it. And no one calls it out. No one gives a shit until it's the next player on the list. And now you're all hating on Nicolas Jackson. It's hilarious to me. The same Nicolas Jackson that you were calling Baby Drogba, hyping up, loving him. He's better than every other striker we've had. And now you can't wait to get rid of him. And he's a traitor now, yeah? They got you like you wouldn't believe. They're eating out of the palm of their hands with you lot. I feel sorry for you. I really do. I feel sorry for you. Big up to Bob Builder. He says, big up, Johnny. Up the Minerals FC. Chilwell going to Strasbourg is like transferring money from your savings to your Monzo. What a joke these clowns are. I know, and people, I find it's embarrassing. They're so desperate to comply with UEFA. They're so desperate to pay the interest that's going to be due. They're so desperate to get players off the books with high wages and just generally players that they bought and flip them, all right? That they've got to trade with themselves, with their other club. And everyone goes, I don't know who runs Strasbourg, right? Like they don't know, yeah? Blue Coat owns Strasbourg. Shall I tell you who owns and calls all the shots at Strasbourg? Because I've had Alex from the Strasbourg Federation, who is the voice for the Ultra Boy 90s, has told me live, Egg Barley runs everything at Strasbourg. And the one director that he has do everything for him is who? Win Stanley. His little yes man bitch boy. So they're just transferring money. That's all it is. It's a transaction. Every player's a transaction. It's not about building culture, winning culture. It's not about building to challenge at all levels and be elite continuously and dominate. Bruv, this is a Fugazi. This trust the price of Fugazi. Always will be. That's why I love Chelsea and I hate Blueco. Everyone looks at Liverpool's business and then you look at our business, it's chalk and cheese. And you know it. You wanted that caliber of signing. That's what you wanted. You didn't get it, but you're still glossing it up like Lily Phillips walking down the road looking like a glazed donut. Because you're all donuts. And then you are proper glazed up, bruv. Yeah? Where you can't even see. When you trust that cum shot and it's shooting in your eyes, mate, clearly it is. Stings, mate, like a stingray. You're rat fishes. You're a cancer to the fan base. You're a cancer to the club, like the journalists and the brown envelopes. You're all a cancel culture, as are the owners. And here's me sitting on my J's, on my own platform, self-made, with all my ultras, calling it out. And we don't give a shit. We love it. We land it. We dish it out. We serve it out with no filter, honesty, truth, because we see through all the PR lies. Everyone can see through it. They just don't want to speak out on it. Even Spurs. Look at the signing Spurs made. We tried to sign Kudos. Apparently he only wanted Chelsea. Xavi Simons only wanted Chelsea and he's ended up at Spurs. Oh, but if Chelsea really wanted him, they'd come to us. Well, clearly we didn't really want them. And it was all PR then, wasn't it? Because they don't have the money. They wanted their baby Lurch. That we're all forced to back. We're all forced to give him a chance. And that's the mentality of this club now. It's done. Mentality's gone, bruv. We're loaning Brighton players. We're developing Brighton players for them. Yeah? We're developing their player. It's like now Brighton are feeding Chelsea. Because we are a farm. Bruv, I can bet you and stake my mortgage. Well, I ain't got a mortgage. But stake all my savings, yeah? These players won't be here for more than 2 years. They'll be gone and we'll have new ones. Yeah? Let's have it right. Big up to Petey the Ripper, man. Ultra, bruv. Let's go. He's Minerals FC Ultra for 17 months. Love to you, my geezer. He was at the protest. He was landing it. Let's have it right. You can see the truth. Ain't been in live in a while. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, and fuck the clowns. Long live Don Roman Abramovich. Salute to you, my geezer. Salute to you. Yeah? Let's have it right.
Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich!
Big up to Nicholas Kramer. He says, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, Blue Co out. Mud that wrong and football therapy. I can't stand that guy. Big respect to you, Johnny, and all the ultras. Love from Switzerland. Love to you, my geezer. And what's he saying? I hope you're all doing really, really well. I really do mean that. We've had a 10 out of 10 video. A 10 out of 10 window. Yeah? We've upgraded. We're going to win the title. And I'm going to be on the Avengers. Yeah? Bruv, the guy's a cartoon. He's a cartoon. Yeah? The ones you got to look out for is Eunice, talks Blue Co, who it's like he's got memory loss. Benson Edges, who we knew was snaky, bruv, but we gave him an opportunity. Then he decided to just reveal his true colours. William Hill on me. I revealed my true colours. Elephant walking with goldfish. And I love it because I got 10% discounts from Chelsea's megastore. Chelsea's megastore. And the owners have taken a 10% discount away from season ticket holders. Bruv. Yeah? 6 things we learn about me being a brown envelope. Yeah? All of them. My tits, the librarian. Bruv, they don't care. They're comedians. They're pantomimes. Yeah? Who else? Who else have we missed? Oh, yeah, Nini. 10% discount version. We're going to sign the new Haaland. His name's Harder. Except he doesn't want to come to Chelsea because he wants to go to Leipzig to develop properly. Because we're meant to be renowned for developing and trust the process for the long haul, yet they don't even want to sign for us. And he was plan A when Dillak got injured. Plan B was Gui. And plan C was Nicolas Jackson, though, because we want the pound note. Who else we got? I'm sick of him, bro. Goldfish. He's on there on TalkSport now. He's got his show. He's got all this stuff now. He's got all tapped up because his uncle, yeah, directors. Let's have it right. Bloodline with the director. Ooh. And he's sitting there reading from a script, looking like he's gone through about how many grams, bruv? How many? Yeah? And his hair looks like the geezer from Kiss. You know? The state of him, bruv. And he's American. Representing Chelsea. We haven't got anyone actually from Chelsea representing on TalkSport. Well, we got Goldfish. Tells you the state. Absolute state. Because the owners are American. The owners want the American market. The owners want the global market. So he's the perfect industry plant to get that market. Simple as. Big up Swiss Daniel. He says, what would be your CFC Mount Rushmore, including players, managers, backroom staff, owners, just anyone who represents or represented Chelsea, up the Chelsea, always respect. Well, Mount Rushmore is only 4, isn't it? So you're telling me to pick 4? Who would I pick? Well, I've got to put Lampard. That's very hard. Didier. Terry. And Zola. Terry, Lampard, Didier, Zola. You could put Hullet as well. There's lots. And then obviously owners wise, Roman, Matthew Harding, Jose Mourinho, Thomas Tuchel. I'll put Thomas because he won our second star, bro. Let's have it right. You can only pick 4, right? That's a very hard question, mate. But yeah, that's what I'd do at the moment. Well, yeah. When you're limited to 4, that's it, you're done. Yeah, Viali, of course. I have to have Zola in there, man. He was ridiculous. He's one of the greats. Zola was one of the greats. I still ain't seen to this day someone play like that. Mate, exactly. You look at these players, you look at all these players and you go, what am I being served up now? What are we getting served up? You're bringing me Maduekes, Kittens, Garnachos, fucking Guis. Oh, it's just Badashile, Disarcy. It's mad. Yeah, obviously you got checking. There's loads. I mean, bruv, we could name how many world class 11s that have played at Chelsea, right? As Bowley come out and said, we're not here to buy players like Rodrigo. Yeah, that was the player that we talk about. We're not here to buy superstars. We want to make superstars. Why? Bright model. Cash money, baby. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, bruv. But listen, Ultras, big up to everyone. I am shattered. I'm tired, bruv. I'm fed up with this. You know what? It's just dross that we got International Week, but I'm looking forward to watching Tommy T's England. Reece James, his minutes are getting managed at Chelsea. Funny that, isn't it? His minutes are getting managed at Chelsea, but yet he gets called up for England. Make it make sense, man. Did Trev get called up for England, by the way? Do you know if Trev got called up? I don't think Trev got... Did Trev get called up? I don't think he did. Where's the list? I know Loftus-Cheek did, yeah. No, I know Trev. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised by that. I really am. And TT played Trev as well. Yeah. That's mad. He will, though. I trust he will. I'm sure he will. Mark Gay will be on there as well. But the exiling, you know, this exiling business. You know, the bomb squad, the isolations, and all that. You would have thought, yeah, that these players have got like fucking coronavirus. Yeah, they've got some disease. Yeah, it's just disgraceful, man. It's not humane, man. It's just not right. It's not right. It's unethical on all levels. And that's how dirty and nasty they play, bruv. Yeah, they're filthy. They move filthy. Yeah, so they got to be treated the same way. So on my watch, nah, mate, you ain't getting away with it, bruv. Let's have it right. You know what I'm saying? So, ultras, you know what to do. If you haven't seen the last live or the one before that, go and check it out, because we landed it for what it was. And make sure you put your comments down. And also, I have to remind everyone, there's this new feature called Hype. I don't know what it does, but just click on it if you can. I don't know if it helps the channel or not. Probably with my situation on my channel, it won't do nothing. But you never know, bruv. But let me know and put anything you want in the comments. Let's have it right, land it. Big up to everyone. As always, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. And I'll see you tomorrow. Let's go.